Okay. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the April 27th, 2023 regular meeting of this Moraine City Council to order at 6 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Doherty?
Here.
Ms. Marcus?
Here.
Mr. Burchett? Mrs. Witt?
Here.
Mayor Murphy?
Here.
And I would like to make a motion to excuse Councilman Burchett from tonight's meeting.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. And now if everyone would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council has copies of the March 23rd, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. We have no special presentations tonight. We'll go into reports. Finance Committee, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Finance Director, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Committee of the Whole, anything to report?
Our last meeting was on April 13th, and there is a meeting following this meeting tonight.
City Manager, anything to report?
I have nothing beyond the written report unless there are questions. Thank you.
Law Director, anything to report?
Thank you. I have two items this evening. One is a request to add Resolution 7943-23 to the agenda, which is approving the plan of operation and governance for MVCC with respect to the electric aggregation program. And we just need a motion and vote on that.
I'll make a motion to be added to the agenda.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you. And the second would be to request a motion and vote to add Resolution 7944-23 to the agenda, which is a resolution appointing a replacement member to the Charter Review Commission.
I'll make a motion that we have legislation, a voice vote on 7944-23, adding a member to the Charter Review Board.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. And next, we have a proclamation. It's a proclamation for Arbor Day. Starts as, whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska and is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-saving oxygen, and provide a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees increase property values, enhance the economy, vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees are, wherever they are planted, beautify our community, are our source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Terry Murphy, Mayor of the City of Moraine, Ohio, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 28, 2023 as Arbor Day in the City of Moraine, Ohio, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodland, and urge all citizens to plant trees to promote the well-being of this and future generations. We have no guest speakers, so now we're going to go into business.
Ordinance 2135-23, an ordinance to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Moraine, State of Ohio, for the period January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance allows for the transfer of funds through a supplemental appropriation in relation to the 2023 Cobble Gate Improvement Project. I move to suspend the rules to allow the second reading and final adoption at this meeting.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Ordinance 2135-23, an ordinance to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Moraine, State of Ohio, for the period January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023, and declaring an emergency.
Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Ordinance 2136-23, an ordinance to amend Moraine Codified Ordinance Section 333.11 entitled Texting While Driving Prohibited.
This ordinance amends MCO Section 333.11 to match the changes in the ORC that the state recently implemented regarding texting while driving. This is on for the first reading, second reading, and final adoption will be at the May 11th regular meeting.
Ordinance 2137-23, an ordinance to amend Moraine Codified Ordinance Section 131-01 entitled Chief Contracting Officer and to amend Moraine Codified Ordinance Section 159.01 entitled Competitive Bidding, and further to amend Moraine Codified Ordinance Section 159.02 entitled Bids Otherwise Required.
This ordinance amends MCO sections 131.01, 159.01, and 159.02 to allow for changes in the competitive bidding thresholds to enable better purchasing opportunities for the city. This is on for a first reading. Second reading and final adoption will be at the May 11th regular meeting.
Resolution 7942-23, a resolution accepting the bid of and authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Barrett Paving Materials Incorporated for the 2023 Cobblegate Improvements Project for the total amount of $416,930.
This resolution awards a 2023 Cobblegate Improvement Project to Barrett Paving Materials in the amount of $416,930. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 7943-23, a resolution approving the plan of operation and governance for the Miami Valley Communications Council Electric Aggregation Program for the purpose of jointly establishing and implementing an electric program.
This resolution allows the city to join the Miami Valley Communications Council for the electric aggregation program and adopts the plan of operation and governance to allow for the acquisition and aggregation of electric supply. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 7944-23, a resolution appointing a new replacement member to the Charter Review Commission.
Martina, do I insert the name?
Yes.
This resolution allows for the appointment of Sherry Steele, who will be replacing a member on the Charter Review Commission due to the resignation of a member. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. We have no persons appearing before our council. We'll go to other business. Fire Department, anything to report?
Nothing to report, Mayor, thank you.
Police Department, anything to report?
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Building and Maintenance Department, anything to report?
Yes, ma'am, I want to apologize for this evening's warm climate in here. We're currently trying to fix it. It's a part that we think we found is a problem. Should be fixed tomorrow morning. I know it doesn't help tonight, but I just want to apologize. So, have a good evening.
Street Department, anything to report?
Just would like to remind everybody that starting Monday is our bulk trash pickup for the west side of the river. And if everybody has any, or anybody has any bulk trash, to get it to the curb this weekend, and we'll be starting Monday picking that up.
Okay, Parks and Recreation Director.
Yeah, I have a couple things. I don't know if anybody heard all the music last week coming out of the rec center. We had a couple bands that were in the WGI. Two of the bands that we hosted actually won the national championships. So Pulse Percussion and it's called Ayala High School out of California. Both are out of California, but they did win the national championships. So that was kind of cool coming out of the rec center. Also, this weekend is going to be busy at the rec center. Saturday morning, we have the Autism 5K that will run to the air park and back. There's also the garage sale weekend, and the rec center's open. So all at once, around 9:30, it's going to get a little hectic around there. Just putting that out there to everybody just to be patient. And then I did get a call from the Board of Elections. We are not going to be a polling station on Tuesday. So just letting everybody know that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Develop Director.
Just a couple of things tonight. I wanted to give a quick update on the comprehensive plan update. Currently, we're taking data in through a survey. You may see these flyers out and about, or as part of the Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm not sure how many other social media entities that are out there. So far from what they've done, they let me know this morning that through the social media campaign, over 16,000 accounts have been touched. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those kind of things. Getting close to 500 folks have clicked into the ads to look and read through and see what this is all about. And we're getting close to 200 responses to the survey itself. And 75%, 74% of those folks are residents. So we're getting some outside and some inside information. We're going to leave the survey up for another couple of weeks to extend that, and we're working on a virtual open house potential at the end of that time period. So we're still going back and forth on that. So just wanted to let you know that if you see the ad through social media, you see one of these things, click in. Please participate and take advantage of the opportunity to give us some good information. So that's all I had tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager, anything further to report?
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Law Director, anything further to report?
No report, thank you.
Finance Director, anything further to report?
Yes, last week was pretty busy for us with tax day on Tuesday. So we're going to be processing April batches probably for the next several weeks at least. The Attorney General Office collection letters did go out, and we have had people respond. And so they're bringing their letters with them, but on the letter it says that they have to contact the Attorney General's office for payment. So we're encouraging, telling people to just follow the directions on that, but just to let you know, we are seeing a response from that. So so that's been very good. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Clerk of Council, anything to report?
I have nothing. Thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Allen, anything to report?
Yes, I'd like to send my condolences out to the family of Billy Anderson. He was a street superintendent from some years back. And I went to his funeral Friday, and it was very well attended. He was a very popular person.
Ms. Marcus, anything to report?
Yes, last night, Mrs. Allen and I attended the first-year suburbs meeting, and that meeting basically was about how to improve the first-year suburb meeting so that we get better communication and more productive ideas. And so forth on the thing, so it was kind of like a reorganization type meeting. The only other thing I have is to remind people that ice cream trucks are out, kids are out on bicycles, and please be careful, watch for the kids, because they're coming out from behind cars. That's it.
Ms. Witt, anything to report?
Yes, Brent, well, I mean, not to report. Are we not having an election on Tuesday? Okay, nothing in there for us. We must not have anything
No.
because, okay. All right. And then the other thing, talking about the paint center and the rec center, I think we have so much available to the citizens. I know it's in our books. I just don't think people are paying attention. And if anyone's listening in the audience that's a senior, Moraine City offers so much to the seniors. The second and fourth Monday, the city sponsors a bingo at noon at the Civic Center. Lunch is provided on one of those days. We have another group that comes in the other the other Monday, and they offer so much. Then every Wednesday, the senior group meets at noon, and it's so underattended. And I just feel like people do not know all that we offer in our parks and recs. And not trying to get on your good side, Brent.
And this Wednesday, we're entertaining the police
The
department.
police department. So we do so many good things in Moraine for the citizens, but we need citizens to participate or the programs are gonna die. We had like, what, 21 yesterday at
Yeah.
our seniors group, when we should have had 75 or 80. And so if you're out there, come on down and see us.
It just seems things haven't picked up since the pandemic.
Right. So we're trying to encourage people to get out
Tell the
and take over 55.
Well, most people think 65, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
55.
55, you're in, you can come, or if you're disabled at any age, you can come. So come on
Mental or
down.
physical.
Come on down. And they do blood pressure free, the fire department, every Wednesday. They're there doing blood pressure. I think, Tracy, don't they come like at 11:30 or 11? So we offer so much free to you, so come on out and, as they used to say, come on down. That's all.
Mr. Miller, anything to report?
Nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Mr. Doherty, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
And I have nothing at this time to report, other than to say, yes, look at our Moraine Messenger. We have so much in there, so much going on at our Parks and Rec that is offered, that most are free, or if there is a charge, it's very small. So people, start reading your Messenger and see what's going on in the city of Moraine. I would also like to thank the Miami Valley Communications Council for broadcasting this meeting live, and as well as any future rebroadcast. This meeting is adjourned at 6:18.